Oh, good evening, and you're watching This Evening on YSTV. I'm Colin Royt, normally over on URY. Can you believe it? But we have invaded the YSTV studios, and I must say it's very fancy over here. We'll be bringing you plenty of exciting news over the next 20 minutes. We've got buses, we've got cooking, and we've got two wonderful guests who are going to talk to me about everything that they have got going on. And more importantly, we are going to be queuing up the rest of this evening as a sort of entertainment framboise, if you will, a cacophony of delicious noises and visuals, which is a new thing for us, so you'll have to pardon the fact that we do very much all have faces for radio. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our first guest. Joining us all the way from University Radio York, please give a lovely warm round of applause to Yakov Bawani. You can clap. Go on. Give me a clap. I love it. I love that energy. Thank you so much, Yakov.
Hi, Colin.
It's so lovely to have you here. Thank you for joining me.
No worries. I'm so happy to be here.
Is this your first time on YSTV?
I've probably been on YSTV a few times. Rohan interviewed me once when I was drunk.
Of course, yeah.
I played a bit of the Frisbee on YSTV, so I'm a bit of a YSTV veteran, to be fair.
Well,
but
that's
not in this
excellent.
room.
Yeah, you light up the screen. It's lovely to have you. And of course, joining you to chat even more about what we've got going on.
Someone was joining me.
Sorry?
I didn't realise someone was joining me.
Yeah. Oh dear. Well, we'll deal with that later. You'll be getting a fruit basket. Give a massive round of applause for my next delightful guest, Tony Bell. Tony.
Well, good evening, Colin.
How are you doing?
Good, actually.
Yeah, comfortable?
Oh, the seats are quite nice.
Yeah, has everyone been making you feel nice and at home?
Very much so, very much so. It's like I was always here.
That's excellent. I'm really glad. So, lads, I just want to preface this is your number of how many times you've been on YSTV? Loads of times. Tony, yourself?
This is my first time here.
Excellent. Well, we're so delighted and privileged to have you. Quickly before we jump in, you guys are here to talk about a number of things that you've got going on. You're both active on URY. What shows do you have going? Tony, should we start with you?
Sure, why not? I run two shows at the moment, actually. Can you believe it? How do I manage the workflow? I swear. I've got my first two shows. Which should I start with? First or second?
Well, we haven't got very long, so pick one and go for it.
Okay, second first. So I started a pet project early this September called the Knights of the Turntable, where I'm running a radio show and effectively, well, of course I'm running a radio show. I'm on URY, but I do a lot of Arthurian stuff, and I'm reading a lot of Arthurian legend.
Excellent. Well, we'll be seeing what's for tea with Yakov later as well. For now, though, Finn has been cooking.
Hi. It's time for the cooking segment of this very well planned out show. I've got some ingredients. Many of them, in fact. I spent £7 of my rewards in Co-op on these ingredients. And I'm going to turn them into a dish that's got a lot of them in them. Let's go. Chop some tomatoes, a bit, and some carrot, and some celery. And put them in a pan with a load of other stuff.
And oil.
What?
Don't forget the oil.
Oh yeah, I'll get to the oil when they're chopped.
You'll burn without the oil.
Well, they burn up the oil. I nearly had some chicken yesterday.
Oh, that's fair.
Which is why I'm a great host for a cooking show. Be careful with knives. Don't cut yourself. These are really sharp. Add in the chopped-ish veg. That can be. Sorry, more.
Some may say all.
Okay, what do I need? What do I need? What do I need? I need salt and I need pepper.
Oh, yeah.
An amount of salt. An amount of pepper.
Couple of crayons.
I need garlic. These chilies are my father's. He grew them, and then he dried them, and then he mailed them to me. So, you know, they're cool. I don't know how many to put in, so it's nice. I forgot about these. Here's some more tomatoes. What the fuck? One of them's burst. That's fun. Tomato. Is that everything? I'm gonna put on more olive oil.
More oil and more salt, probably.
More oil. More salt. That's too much salt.
No such thing.
Salt can kill you.
Yeah. Maybe this show can be about all the different things that can kill you and why you should eat them.
Put some balsamic vinegar. I feel like that would end badly. And we'll see you back in. It's been about 10 minutes now, and the tomato has started to release a lot of juice. In the meantime, I haven't cooked anything. I've chopped up a load of stuff, some onions, some red pepper, and some chorizo. I'm now going to take this off the heat, move it around a bit, and I'm going to blend that in my blender that I got at Lidl on a whim, and have kind of broken, so if you put liquid in it, it kind of comes out the bottom sometimes. Anyway.
Okay.
Okay, put that to the side.
Okay, sauce is done.
Sauce is done. Now we're gonna put the things that are gonna go in the sauce. So, we need a bigger pan. Some olive oil. Put the things in the pan, if that's unclear.
Right hand side. Gonna do that with the Now we're back.
We're back. We had a conversation about Elon Musk. Don't know what the conclusion was. This is going real hard. I'm gonna add some paprika to it.
I feel like I know what the conclusion was from the Elon Musk conversation.
He's a bad guy. It was not.
I don't want it to be ambiguous what we think on Elon Musk. I want it to be
we
very
don't like
clear.
Elon Musk.
Okay, good. Keep that in.
But
Keep
we
that
were talking about like some specifics of like his brain and how we think it works. A lot of paprika. How much wine goes in? A vibe amount. Now that that's all together and the water's boiling, put in the pasta. This pasta cooks about 9-10 minutes. But use your favourite pasta. I'm going to add in some cream. Mine's up the sauce a bit. I think that's everything. All you do now is wait for the pasta to cook. hope the sauce reduces a bit. Put them together. Add some cheese. If you like cheese. I like cheese. And that's it. So... Okay. This is the finished product. My interpretation of pasta. Thank you so much for watching this, hopefully vaguely instructional cooking video. Back to you in the studio. Bye!
Finn Cudmore there with a delightful looking dish that you can now make at home. Thank you so much for that one, Finn. Now, we're still joined by Yakov and Tony here on the sofa at YSTV. Yakov, I want to ask you, free water, what's that all about?
So, have you heard about the concept of free water?
Comes out the tap.
So, yeah, it does in this country. In a lot of countries, it doesn't come out the tap, or it comes out the tap brown, maybe a bit green. I don't know. Or you might even have to get it from a pond. So, what free water I want to do, a guy called Josh Clifford set up this idea into a startup organization in Austin, Texas, was to basically get cans of water or like cartons of water, very waste efficient products, put water in and put ads on those containers so that whoever picks up one of those free waters from a supermarket can enjoy their water.
Wow.
And in the meantime, the free water will profit off of that free purchase.
What a delightful idea. I mean, coming up later, of course, What's of Tea. Could free water be on the menu?
It probably could be.
It would be a cheap tea.
It would be very free. No, not even cheap, free.
Well, yes, exactly.
You could even have pasta, and the pasta would be free by putting ads on it.
Wow. Yeah, we should put ads on pasta.
Free tea.
Wow. Now, I've got to ask, Tony, have you ever used a bus?
Not often, I must admit. I like to walk.
You like to walk? A lot of people like walking. Lot of walking here in York, of course. What about yourself, Yakov? Do you use the bus often?
Occasionally.
Occasionally, yeah. Well, perhaps you guys are going to be using the bus a little bit more. Of course, the 67 and the 66 have just once again been made free around campus. Now, we're not ones to let things slide too easily, so we sent our reporters, Ash and Corey, towards the entire York bus network. They went on a little road trip, a bus trip, if you will, and they're going to see what we have in store tonight as you join them in town.
Basically, I've been told I need to get on a bus. I haven't been given much more guidance on the content, so I've decided it's time for bus review. Let's go. So, we've just been on the 67 from west to east. I think it was an alright bus. What do you think, Ash?
It was good.
Good. Yeah, I mean, punctuality was surprisingly fine for a first bus, given we came around the corner after filming the intro and the bus was just there, so we had to run. Driver was quite nice, stopped, waited for us to let us on. The seats were comfortable but a little firm. Bus was quite busy. That was a point against it. I don't like busy places.
It was a single decker as well.
It was a single decker 67, which was a surprise. It was all electric though, which is quite nice. They've been doing a push for electric vehicles, so it wasn't that loud. Overall, I'd give it maybe a 7 out of 10. What do you think?
7 out of 10 seems reasonable.
So, now, on to the 6. Right, so we just got off the 6. It was an interesting experience. I kind of forgot we were doing a little bit, because it took us 15 minutes to get from east to town on the bus. So we decided to go all the way through whatever that area is called. Oswaldwick, that's probably the one. So now we're in town. We're probably going to try and find a way back to campus. That's alright, it was rather empty. What do you rate it?
It was a similar bus, but it took ages. So maybe like a 5?
I think a 5.
Yeah.
Surprisingly not a 6.
Yeah.
Well, let's go find a bus home. Bit of a rattly experience.
The next stop is Student Castle.
just got off the 8. It was a double-decker, first double-decker we got on. It was a park and ride one, so it was all fancy. It had doors in the middle. I got off in the middle, which meant I didn't thank the bus driver, and I feel bad about that now. But, so, it was on time, which was nice. We didn't have to wait long in the stop. One point against it though, it didn't like my Google Pay. So I had to get my card out of my pocket. It was a whole hassle on the bus, and then people started getting off. It was a whole thing. What else? Anything else? No, it was just generally. The only problem for me as students is I now have to walk into campus. Doesn't go to campus. It stops near campus, not at campus. And now I have to hike in. But otherwise, yeah, it's alright. I think maybe like an 8. Yeah. I don't remember what we get the 66. We
get the 66 7.
Ooh, maybe a 7 then. Maybe we put them both at 7.
Yeah.
I think a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
For the 8. Back to you in the studio.
Corey and Ash there having a ride on the bus. Now, thank you for joining us this evening on This Evening. We've got some important messages coming up. If we could first, I don't know how I'm supposed to prompt you, but I believe there's some slides coming up. So let's take a quick look at what's going on in the world. Welcome. So we've got some really important messages that are important to get across over the next few minutes. Should I say next slide? How's this work? What is this? Euros. We got to talk about euros. Now, the important thing is that they're a currency. And when we talk about currency, we need to know that it's still current. Thank you. We need to know that it's still current. And in order to make sure that the currency is still current, we make use of a pie chart like this. Now, the important thing to know is that this is round, like money, and is made up of discrete values. Now, what does that mean? Well, as you were growing up, synergy is what it means. Synergy and chats and discussions. Friendly conversation in an office. Don't you miss it? Well, I'm saying back to work. No more work from home. I'm taking a hard line on that. And also, look at all these people. It's the stock exchange. It's entirely empty. I say no more. No more. We need a full stock exchange because that's where all the currency lives. Inside him. And we've got to get it out because otherwise the euro's going to go bust because we can't get all the money out of the flat alligator. London, a city of dreams, of hopes. Well, maybe, just maybe, we have a chance. In fact, in the heart of the capital is France. France is in London, as we all know. And more importantly, they know where the money is, inside that alligator. And they're going to find him. That actually is my old university, so I don't know how you found that, so that's exciting. It's got nothing to do with it, but it is in London. Thank you. Just actually won an architectural award. It's a bit of an aside. Oh, look, it's the format we're ripping off. Anyway, I'm not Welsh. You'll have noticed that, so we can't really linger on that idea too much. There's my LinkedIn. They didn't get me. They didn't employ me. They didn't.
For all the viewers,
award-winning radio producer,
on LinkedIn. And Tony.
And a web developer. I'm working to recover that. This is some cheese. Again, as I say, it's all about currency. And what can currency buy? Cheese. And gonks. Grown woman, totally obsessed with gonks. Look, it's important. Wow. Is that James?
Is that where the money's gone?
Yeah. And that's what's happened. It's turned into mouldy bread. The money's gone mouldy. It's just toxic. By Britney and there's the elephant's foot from Chernobyl. It's radioactive. Imagine Dragons. That's my fridge. How did you get a picture of my fridge? Penguins. Penguins. The last known bastion of hope. Freezing cold, blood in their feet, and full of feathers. And apparently, they don't taste very nice. I'll wrap up by saying that's it Penguins. I love penguins and David Attenborough and all those things. Did you know Benedict Cumberbatch still says penglings? Do you know hear about that?
No idea.
Yeah? Well, anyway, as always, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks to my guests, Tony and Yakov, who have been an absolute delight.
Sure.
I can't wait to have them back next time, because I'm sure we'll be invited back. Anyway, there's plenty more coming this evening. Not this evening anymore, of course, that show's wrapping up, but we will be back. Ta-ra.